Here I am on the top of Mount Hotham, about to start a loop where I'm going to walk that way about, if the crow flies, 31 Ks or so to Mount Bogong. It's going to take me more like 65 Ks to get there and about 65 Ks to get back, somewhere in that order. We'll try and do it in maybe 5 days. We'll see how we go. Have planned for 6, but you know, check it out. Well, I had planned to have this epic sunrise view on the top of Mount Hotham here, so you could see how cool it was, and this is what I get. So instead, you've just got me like this. It's about 3 degrees at the moment, and it is foggy, and I'm getting wet. So I might have to wander off the top of this mountain since there is no view whatsoever. Starting off by going to Feathertop, and then from Feathertop we're going to go down into the valley and hopefully up to Weston's Hut. The weather for this trip is looking really nice, except for today. Over tonight, we're going to get winds up to 50 Ks, and we're also going to get 50k winds and rain, but not too much, maybe 2 mils. So after that, it clears up and we get really nice weather, which I hope, because coming to the high country, one of the things you want are views, right? Still, what can you do, eh? Well, not the best views to start the trip with, but let's talk about the plan. So today we're going to hopefully make it to Weston's Hut. I might stop in the valley if I have to, but Weston's Hut is the target. From Weston's Hut, we're going to walk along over through the Falls Creek ski ground and then all the way along to Roper's Hut. From Roper's Hut, we're going to go up T-Spur, up to Bogong, and then around to the helipad saddle. From there, we're going to come back, going a slightly different way than the way I went last time, and hopefully camp somewhere past Cope Hut in just like wild camp, which is legal in the high country, dispersed camping. So I'm just going to camp somewhere in the middle near a creek somewhere, not too near. And then from there, it'll be back here to Hotham. This is what I want. I want the fog to burn off like this. This is good. This is much better. There we go. So I can actually see the razorback. Nice. All right, that's good. This is getting better. This is what you're here for, right? This is so beautiful. Look at it already. This fog's actually kind of really cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Midnight highway, shining just like sin. Why don't you hear me wonder? Tell me, river, where your current flows.
Thick fog, whipping wind, but I made it to the top of Feathertop. My hope for break in the weather, you can see, didn't happen. Well, I'm still up here. I still made it. The wind's actually eased off for a minute, so that's good. Whew. Glad I dropped my pack though. That was a monster climb. No, it was a climb of like, oh God, there's a false summit. Oh God, there's another false summit. But I'm here now, and it's all good. And the sun is almost breaking through. I've reached the turnoff to Diamantina Spur. 3.5 Ks down to the river. I'm gonna have a break, have lunch on the way down there, try and find a nice spot that's out of the fog, which looks like it's finally starting to think about lifting. And then we'll see how we go from there. I've done 16.56 Ks in 5 hours. I'm not the fastest, but we're getting there. Let's have some noodles underneath the snow gums here. It's actually got a bit cold suddenly. I stopped, but my breath was misting before. And the mist blew right through here thickly. It is supposed to rain tonight, so there's a chance the temperature will go down.
Why don't you hear me wonder? Who been whispering since I've been gone?
Now, if I had the choice of coming up or down this, I would go down it because can you see that rope there? This is incredibly steep, like scarily steep. I'm having to go so slow going down because I could like just tumble down this cliff. Wow. I'm so glad I went down this way, not up it. Okay, this freaking hill is finally over. That took way longer than 3.7K should do. My knee, the one I blew out years ago, is screaming. That was brutal, mate. Absolutely brutal. And here we are at the road. What does it say? The challenge. Well, the challenge is how bloody steep it is. That's what the challenge is. And there she goes, Western Hut. There's a lying sign at the bottom of the hill that said 1.5Ks to this. Now it was more like 2.53. Finally here at 26.18 Ks. And now, it's not a lot of tent spaces, but I'm gonna find one probably right down here next to the hut. There's supposed to be water somewhere over there. Man, it's been a hard day. It's been a hard day. Whew, my legs. It's the downhill that gets you, man. Let's have a look inside Weston's hut. It's the downhill that gets you. Yep, pretty standard, pretty standard. Because it's going to be windy tonight, I have the X-Mid guide out like it's nobody's business. It's not flat here, and the X-Mid doesn't like it if it's not flat. But I probably could have bought a better pitch than that. A little bit high on this side, but what are you going to do? It's very not flat. A little bit. Yeah, you can see how high it is. Okay, dinner tonight is a Tunisian curry that I made at home and dehydrated. Don't get too excited. I just did this from a packet. So this is the way I do it, right? So there's the curry there. I'm going to put enough water just to cover it. There we go, about that, all right? Too much water turns into soup. Now what I'll do is I'll boil this and then I'll let it sit for like 10 minutes and then I'll just warm it up again really quickly in the pot. And that'll be good. I've also got, making a mess over here. I've also got some mini naans that are heavy, so I'm gonna eat 2 of these tonight to get them out of my backpack. But it's a nice warm, hearty meal on a cold, windy day. The rain hasn't got here yet, but it's pretty windy out there, which is why I'm cooking in the hut. That'll do. The mince hasn't quite rehydrated, a little crunchy still, but I'm pretty hungry. I just want to eat. There's Weston's hut. Starting out on day 2 for about a 26K day over to Roper's hut. Very nice, warm sleep. Rained a lot overnight, and now I've got to go up here to the water supply. And it's not the easiest water supply to get, that's for sure. I'm gonna come along here. I mean, there might be an easier spot that I haven't discovered, but this looks like where everyone else is going. Gotta come up here, but not rain on me. You can see the water here. And then it's up in here, which is where the pipe goes. And the pipe is decommissioned. You gotta get up in that crevice in there. So I wanna get up in there and I'm gonna fill up my water because I've got like nothing. The sun. This is actually the first time I've seen the sun this trip. Makes a difference, doesn't it? How beautiful. I'm gonna head off now the rest of the way up this hill to pole 333, which is gonna be cool. And then we'll head over to Falls Creek. How beautiful.
Keep the light inside you, don't let the darkness stay. So sing a song for mercy, sing it clear and kind. We all walk this same good earth, just trying to ease our mind.
The famous pole 333. Where's the number? It's on this side. That's so cool. I'll be back here in 3 days. Coming from that way and going that way. But today, I've come from that way and I need to go that way. I guess following the rain last night, it is very wet up here. I'm spending my time picking my way through like streams in the middle of everywhere like this. Yeah, like I can't follow that, I gotta go around. And even here, it doesn't look like great. But I'm obviously not the first person to have done this. You let me climb to your top with no view at all, but now you're out of the clouds. Oh, I made it to Falls Creek. I was really worried about the climb to get here, but the roads have been actually really nicely graded, and it's been actually pretty easy to get up here. So now I'm just walking across here to the ski lift. I believe it's Ruined Castle. Last time I was up here, I had a board strapped to my feet. And then I'll drop down to the lake, and then I'll follow the road along the lake to the dam, cross over, and jump back on the trail. Kind of took the wrong turn. I came down this grassy bit on the right here, but I reckon if you took that grassy bit on the kind of the middle, that would be like the less steep, kind of don't have to cut all the way around thing. But let's keep going. I finally made it. Well, I'm not quite there yet, to the road. I'm pretty sure that's Mount Nils right there. I'm at the top of that. I can see some people walking. There's not been a single day where I have not talked to people on this trail. I mean, it's only been 2 days, so but you know what I mean. It's hardly as remote as you think. Well, I made it to Mount Nils. I met some older gentlemen just before and they called it Mount Nils. So that's what I'm going to go with. Oh, all right. I messed up my distance because it's 25 Ks to here. And if we turn around, we can see in the distance there, the tallest peak is Mount Bogong. And from here, I know it's 5Ks to Ropers. So it's going to be a 30K day. That's all right. At least we've done that big climb up to the top of Mount Nels over there. All right, let's get going. Hope it doesn't rain on me. Well, it's kind of raining, but it's also kind of snowing. So that's kind of cool. I'd prefer this snow to the rain. Though, yeah, you can see, look, see the snow? You can see, I might get a little cold though, to be honest, because I took off my warm weather stuff because I was sweating so much coming up hills. I might have to put it back on. Isn't it always the way? As soon as I get my wet weather gear on, the snow/hail stops. I mean, it's looking a bit nasty out there though, isn't it? So look, here's me, all in my gear. Well, I didn't put my pants on because it stopped before I got to that point. And behind us, are we going to get any more? Maybe not. At least I'm warmer now. Well, I made it to Ropers, and initially I thought there were people here because I could hear like knocking and banging. That was just stuff falling on the trees, from the trees onto the roof. So here you go. Should I camp where I camped last time? I think I will. I think I will. We should be right here. So chili mac tonight. It's so nice to have the huts to eat in. I mean, of course I could eat in the tent, but being able to sit properly, look out the window, I mean, not have the wind whipping against me. It's just nice. Still not the warmest. My breath is misting. It's going to be a cold one tonight, apparently going down to -2, so we'll see how I fare. All right, a little bit more of this to eat, and then I'm in bed. Actually, I might have a hot chocolate first, and then in bed. It is 7:30 in the morning, and I am leaving the hut. I really like Roper's Hut. It's a really great area, this area, a really great campground. It's a little bit later than I wanted to leave because it is absolutely Baltic today. Like absolutely Baltic. There's a cold, cold wind whipping. And now I'm going to have to go down Twain Spur and then up T Spur. But again, as I said last time, it's very beautiful. Big River. Now, this time, I'm not going to do the whole filming as I go across the stream. Looks a bit higher than it was last time. If you want to watch that, maybe watch one of my old videos. I'm going to get wet, and then I got to get up that hill. I'm probably also not going to film going up the hill because you've seen me do that before, and you don't need to hear me go, oh God, we can stop for 2 hours. Let's get wet. I know. I said I wasn't going to film going up, but I've done the really steep bit. That's about 600 meters, if anyone's wondering. And now, past here, it's going to flatten for a bit, then get steep, then flatten, then get steep. It does that on the way up. Still, I've gained a lot of height. Let's keep going. I'm pretty high now, maybe about a K to the top. And up here, it's still quite frosty, as you can probably see, where the sun hasn't hit it yet. I think this is the second to last climb. Well, you do get some good views coming this way. Strangely, going up T-Spur, there's hardly any views at all. But this is pretty nice. Cleef Cole getting water. Did you reckon it got cold up here last night? Look at that ice, mate. It's going to be a chilly one tonight, probably. Oh my gosh. Let's get some water. Oh, it really is beautiful up here. There's Mount Buffalo over there, coming around. That ridge kind of center screen pointing at us is the one I'll go up tomorrow. Quite steep in the beginning, but it'll be all right. Keep going across there. Further top part of, I think it's further top way back in the distance there. And there we go, over that way. Drain Spur in the middle of the screen. Very beautiful. Look at it. Mount Bogong, I did it. Here we are on the top of Victoria's highest peak. Oh my gosh. Whoo, 17 Ks from Ropers to here. And it's very much worth it. I'm glad I'm here again. But now I'm going to go down Quartz Ridge over there and try and find camp because it's 2:30. It'll take me about 2 hours to get there and it will start getting cold. But yes, I can't believe I'm the only one here too. A trail runner actually just ran past me. She scared the crap out of me because I didn't hear her until the last moment and suddenly she was there. There are some pretty good views coming down Quartz Ridge. I'd rather go down it than come up it. And I made it. And it's just me again. It's actually quite warm with the sun still. Beautiful. That was a reasonable amount of days, just over 23 Ks. Yeah. Let's set the tent up. It's going to get cold soon. Very nice night here at the saddle. Now we're going to head up the Grey Hills track for about 2 Ks to the ridge. That's going to be quite steep. And then we'll have a beautiful ridge walk up in the sun. I'm going to stop up there for a bit of coffee. But I always enjoy staying at this campsite. Well, the 2 times I've done it. But let's go. Let's get today done. Well, the trail is a bit overgrown. You can see it's clearly a trail. And it breaks out of stuff like this into open bits. But God, like, what the hell? This is crazy. When was the last time this was cleared? Whew. It's the second load of that I've had to bash through. We're getting up there. Oh, going a bit slower than I thought. But bashing through stuff like that, it's just kind of steep. But still, getting some height. What a nice day. Let's keep going, hey? See, I am on the trail. I wasn't lying. I wasn't on some kangaroo trail. Reached the top. It took me an hour and 15 minutes, but I did have to stop for a bit of blister prevention. From now, it's going to be up and down until I get back to Mount Nels. Mount Nels, right? Well, I'm enjoying this because it's a different path. I got to be honest, yesterday, because I'd walked all that before, yeah, it wasn't quite as exciting. Still beautiful, but this is going to be fun. So that's it. I've got to the end of the majority of the ridge walk, at least the worst bits. Man, that last bit in the little valley you can see right before you there, that was steep. A little bit behind schedule, which is worrying. if I'm going to make it to the campsite I wanted to get to. But beautiful views over here. There's the waterfall. And here are the high plains again. Oh, my gosh. It is pretty going this way. I'm glad I went this way. Up Grey Hills and then onto the ridge. The trail seems to peter out here. But it looks like there's a cairn on that rock. But also there looks like there's a cairn up there. Which one? There's no obvious trail on the other side of the hill. Oh, do I have to get my map out? I'm going to head up to that cairn because it looks more prominent. I'll see if I can find a trail reappearing through here though. Well, it was the top one. That rock that's over that way was not it. The closer I got, the less it looked like it. So you come up from that cairn, up straight up here. Now I'm guessing you kind of follow this ridge line even though I can't see another cairn. I know there's a road up the top here. So I'm just going to wander along this ridge line, see how I go. Right, I bush bashed up the hill and came out almost exactly where the sign is. I am very much behind time. It's making me a bit concerned with whether I can reach my intended campground or not. Maybe I should have gone the easy way, which was on the ridge up there. Probably I should have. Okay, and there is, over there, is where the road rejoins. And I'll walk again that little bit up to Mount Nels. Going that way, honestly, probably added 1.5 to 2 hours to my day. But, you know, I could have just gone the easy way, but I got to see some beautiful ground. I didn't film much in the last section because that was honestly a bit of struggle street. It's warm today. I'm glad I brought a bit of extra water up that climb because I've used almost all of it. But now I'm getting close to out of water. So I'm going to have to look for a source so I can have a drink. In a bit anyway. But you know me, too much water or not enough. Having a lunch break at Mount Nils. Saying goodbye to Bogong over there. It's far away, isn't it? I was on the top of there yesterday afternoon. And now I'm over here, starting to head that way. I reckon I got about 16 Ks more on the day. And I've got about 4 to 5 hours to do it. Must be kind of annoying listening to me talk about time all the time. Time all the time. But I guess it's playing on my mind. And I'm talking with my mouth full. It's kind of disgusting. Now here's a little one. But is that my first snake? Looks like it to me. The joy of knowing your tent is up. Now, just in case anyone is angry with me camping here, I'll just remind you that dispersed camping within the Apline National Park is 100% legal as long as you're not 200 meters from the road. Since I'm 2 Ks from the road, I'm pretty okay. The sun is just about to come up. We are ready to head off on the fifth and final day. Beautiful purple in the sky there. That was a very cold camp. There wasn't a lot of condensation, as you might expect, being next to a river. In fact, there was almost no condensation. But like by 8 o'clock, the temperature had dropped so rapidly that the water in my bottle that I'd left just in the vestibule had frozen at the top. And there was a sheet, like I guess the dew had fallen, and there was a sheet of like frost or ice on the outside of the tent. I ended up sleeping in my nitro and my puffy top, because it was so cold. Incredibly cold. Very surprising, actually. Beautiful. I really like walking at this time of the morning. What a good campsite. I do think about camping up here, but it's just a bit lumpy when you've got such a nice spot just down there. All right. Sun will be up in a minute. Let's go. Well, we're back at 333. Feels like it's a great feeling to get back here at 333, because I came on that route on the second day, sorry. And then I went down there. Now I've come from here and I'll go down there. It's been a very nice trip. Look at it all the way in the distance there. One of those might be Bogong. Can't tell. Well, over that way is Hotham. So let's get moving. Well, Feather Top's beautifully clear today. Look at the weather's in fact just perfect. Look at how gorgeous it is. I'm about to say goodbye to the high plains and start dropping down, I reckon, because there's Mount Hotham. All right, making our way up to the hut. Just stopped to use the loo. Gosh, that was a godsend. Talked to some hikers. And now 9 Ks to the top. That's nice through here. Can't see anything, which is a bit worrying, because are there any snakes around? Let's find out the hard way. Derrick Hut. So now I know I'm in the park boundaries. Imagine living out in a place like this, eh? How cool it would be. And also, how terrible. All right, let's head up to the ridgeline over there. And there's the lock car park all the way over there. I just got to go around along the spur to get back there. Woo! So that's it. Hotham to Bogong and back in 5 days. At the end of a hike like this, I'm supposed to say something inspiring. Something about how being in nature, just touches the soul. But in reality, all I can think about is how much my feet hurt, how over I am going up hills, and how much I'm looking forward to having a bed and a shower and being able to eat in degrees that are above 2. But for some strange reason, I'll be out here again. Maybe that's the message. Until next time.